What's up, everybody? Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. Welcome to my Amplify Summit Pop-Up. We're getting ready to rock and roll for this summit on, what's today? We're getting ready to rock and roll for this summit on the 23rd and the 24th. So I'm jumping in to share with you my why for doing this thing. Yeah, so hold on one second. Let me get the music down so it's not too loud for y'all. Yeah, so I'm popping in to share my why behind the summit and answer any questions for those of you that are interested in coming out to the Amplify Summit on the 23rd and the 24th. Do your man a favor. If you are in the chat, if you're in the comments and you want to shout out, just type your name or just say hey in the comments so I can give you a shout out really quickly. Hey, Janine, how you doing? Good to see you. CR Scat 05. Okay. All right. We got a lot of great names on Instagram. All right, cool. Let's see who else is in the space. Kirk Nugent, my dude. What is happening on the YouTubes? Yeah, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited about this. This is going to be a phenomenal, phenomtastic event. And I'm all psyched about it. Just doing my overlays and all of that stuff today, Kirk. Yeah, just keeping it simple, not going to go crazy, just keeping it super simple, just making sure that we got the content out right. But let's jump on in. I don't want to be on here too long because I gotta get some sleep. Let me read something from my DAC board here. I keep some humor right in front of me, and this one says, "How are false teeth like stars? They come out at night." Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, y'all. Listen, yep, I'm excited. Yes, all right. Erica Bates, Kirk Nugent, how you doing, Erica Bates? So glad that you're in the space. Erica Bates, I hope you're signed up. If you're not, go to Amplify voiceandvideosummit.com. So let's jump on in. Why am I excited about this? Well, let me go back a little bit. I am a speaker and I do a lot of workshops and trainings, and I do that mostly in the corporate space these days, especially in the real estate industry, real estate conventions, real estate conferences, etc. As a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, I'll be in Oklahoma City at the BEATS conference, and that's the conference for professional development directors and education directors in the real estate industry. And so I've been doing a lot of that, but my heart also is with entrepreneurs and small business owners. And I really, my heart's there because I am still an entrepreneur, and I really believe that there is something that we are ignoring. There's a process, there's a tool that we have that a lot of small business owners are ignoring. And I myself ignored it for quite a bit of time. We've been looking for different ways to grow our businesses. And so we're looking to hire coaches, and we're looking to do this type of marketing, and people inboxing us saying, hey, I can make your YouTube video better, and I can give you all of this reach on Instagram. And the truth is, most of us are not even ready for that. Right? Most of us are at a space where we're still trying to figure out our space in business. And then we get somebody that says, yep, I can grow this for you. And what they do is they get all their buddies in whatever country they're in to like your videos. And then you're not getting engagement because it's not really your audience, right? So most of us are in the space. A lot of us are in the space where we succumb to a lot of the advertising because we're desperate to grow our businesses. And because we're desperate, sometimes we make decisions that are not necessarily the best, that don't help our business in the way that we need. So I believe, and I'm committed to making sure and making sure that small business owners are equipped and aware of some of the simple, easy tools that they have at their disposal. And one of the biggest and one of the simplest tools that you have at your disposal for business growth is this thing right here. your vocal cords, your voice. That's one of the simplest things. Don't knows, how you doing? Good to see you on Instagram, right? That's one of the simplest things that you have. So I just want to jump in and share with you 3 reasons that I'm doing this conference. The last time that I did one was in 2022, man, over 3 years ago, because I've been involved in some other stuff. But as I said, I wanted to make sure that I addressed not just this part of my audience, but something that's also core to me. So number 1, why am I doing this conference? I'm doing this conference, number 1 reason, because I believe in your voice. I believe in your voice, right? You may not believe in your voice, but I sure enough do. I believe in your voice. I really believe that each of us can create growth, can create space, can do amazing things in our lives and in our businesses if we would lean into this one tool that we have, and that is our voice, right? I can't tell you how many business owners I see just throwing money out the window, just throwing money into certain programs simply because they have not gotten themselves together. They have not gotten to the place of belief in their voice. They think that they've got to have this groundbreaking message. They don't give enough credit to the story that is inside of them. They don't give enough credence to the lives and the experiences and the stories that have been built up over the course of their lives and their businesses. And so they run around looking for somebody to take notice. They run around looking for someone to give them an opportunity. They're running around looking for somebody to call their name and say, hey, can I buy your product? Yeah, sure, that exists for some people. But if we're thinking about each of us that has a business, we have a business because there is something that we believe that we can help others do, right? And Zig Ziglar was famous or is known for saying that you can get what you want if you help enough people get what they want. And one of the best ways that you can know what people want is by asking questions. One of the best ways that you can know what people want is by being in a space where you can talk to them. All right, not just behind a keyboard, not just behind a door or behind a wall, but out in front. The only thing you should be behind is a microphone, right? Out in front where you can share your story, where you can share your experiences, where you can walk through all of the different challenges and obstacles that you've encountered, right? So I believe in your voice. That's why I'm doing this. I believe that there are stories yet to be told. I believe that there are solutions and products and programs that people have that can help other people. I believe that you have that inside of you. And that is why I'm doing this conference. And that's why I've got so many other phenomenal presenters like my man, Kirk Nugent, like Stephanie Garcia, like Tatiana Rodriguez, like Henna Pryor, like Alec Johnson. All of these people believe in your voice, right? They believe in your voice. Hey, Joshua Lee, how you doing, my friend? Second reason that I'm doing this conference. Reason number 2, I'm doing this conference is because I believe that your voice equals business. I believe that your voice equals business. How many of you have been around have been in your business space or been running your business, or maybe you're in corporate, right? And you've seen somebody come out with a book. And you're like, oh my gosh, I could write a book. Or you're like, oh my goodness, I wish that I could do what they're doing. Right? You see somebody and you read their book and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, this is not anything groundbreaking. I could have written something like this. Or you see somebody behind a microphone. You might be looking at me right now behind this microphone on this screen and saying, oh my gosh, Robert's behind the screen. He's not doing this groundbreaking thing. He's just sitting there talking to us. Here's what happens. The more that I speak, the more that I use my voice, the more that I create visibility, the more that I share my thought process or share what's going on in my space and my life, and people become acquainted with what I'm doing, is the more that people are starting to say, okay, what does that dude have? Or how can he help me with my challenge? Happens to me all the time. I get inboxes. Hey, Robert, listen, I'm thinking about speaking more. Can I pick your brain? Hey, Robert, I'm trying to do this for my business. Do you have any courses on growing a podcast? Hey, Robert, I see you live streaming all the time. I see you on camera and what you're doing looks so great. Can you help me with, right? That happens to me all the time. And it can happen to you as well. If you believe in the power of your voice and you decide that you're going to use it. The more that you use it, and when I say use it, I'm not talking about just getting out here and saying, okay, yeah, how can I sell? How can I sell? How can I sell? How can I market? How can I sell? I'm talking about just using your voice in an authentic, natural way that allows people to see the real you, that allows people to see what you care about, what you're convicted about, what you're concerned about. And then they look to see if there's alignment between your values, what you're up to, and what their needs are. Right, so those are two reasons I'm doing this. That's two reasons I'm doing this. The third reason that I'm doing this conference, that I'm doing this summit, is because someone needs your voice. Someone needs your voice. I don't know how long you've been around me, but I've told this story a gazillion times, and I'll tell it again. I used to be a science teacher. I used to teach physics and biology. And every year when I was teaching a certain physics concept or a certain physics problem, there would always be a student in the classroom that would say, I don't get it, Mr. K. And every time they said that, I would share a different way for this to happen, for this problem to be solved. And they would say, I don't get it, Mr. K. And then I would try to think about a third way. I would try to think about a third way to share the solution for this problem. And I would rack my brain to come up with something. And then finally I would say, all right, I think I got it. And I put it on the board. And as I put it on the board, I would step back with satisfaction and say, yeah, they're about to get it now. And I would make this grandiose gesture across the board saying, okay, yeah, what do you think now? And they would look and they would say, I don't get it, Mr. K. And every year there would be a student that would come across the room and sit down beside this other student that was having so much trouble with my explanations. And they would say, hey, you just do this, this, and this, you move that there, and then that's how it makes sense. And after the student would make that explanation to the other student who didn't understand, the non-understanding student would say, oh my gosh, yeah, I get that. Why didn't you say it that way, Mr. K? And I'm like, that's verbatim what I just said. But here's the thing. I could have said it 15 times, but that student would not have heard it from my voice. They needed the voice of this other student. Some people are only going to hear something because you've said it. Some people are only going to hear the solution to their problem because your voice is the one that uttered the solution. There have been commercials on TV. There have been marketing ads in the supermarket. There have been also, but there's just something about your voice and your story that connects with your audience. Yeah, Chris, you said I heard this about 2 years ago. Yeah, I probably told it about 2 years ago. I've been telling it for a little while. right? So there's something about your voice that your audience needs to hear. And so if you have not shared your voice, if you have not shared your story, you're missing out on business. You're missing out on opportunities. You're missing out on visibility. You're missing out on the ability to help others solve their problems. So that is why I'm doing this Amplify Voice and Video Summit. That's why we're doing this summit. This summit, the Amplify Voice and Video Influence Summit, is a summit where we are going to help you to leverage your voice and video presence to build your brand, boost your leads, and skyrocket your sales, whether that's on stage, on Zoom, or on social media. Again, I believe in the power of your voice. I believe that your voice is one of the biggest tools that you can use to grow your business. So myself and several other 15 other presenters, actually, no, it's 15 total. Myself and 14. My math is not mathing. All right. So myself and 14 other speakers over 2 days, we're going to share with you how to do this. Listen, we've only got 2 days, 12 hours, 41 minutes, and 15 seconds left before this summit kicks off. Make sure that you are registered. Register for this summit because we've got some fantastic stuff. Let me actually jump down to some of the topics that are going to be in this summit. So we've got speakers like Ramon Ray, who's going to be talking about building a brand with your voice. Quinn Conyers, who's going to be talking about bringing your message to a mic, identifying opportunities for your message. We've got Danny Del Vecchio that's going to be talking about how to get leads with video. Pierre Quinn talking about how to master the right story for the right audience. Alec Johnson and Chris Stone that are going to be digging into the production secrets and the technologies that help to amplify your voice. And Kurt Nugent, who was just on here, that is going to be talking about how to create an influence system with video, how to not to just be random, but how to create a system with your video that allows you to really create more impact. Misty D. Campbell. Hey, Misty, how you doing? Good to hear you. Good to see you. All right. Tanya Smith is going to be talking about how to build a community with voice and video. And if you're scared of getting in front of a mic or getting in front of a camera, Tatiana Rodriguez is going to be talking about how to manage that, right? So we've got a lot of phenomenal presenters. We got a lot of them. I'm just super excited about this lineup because just some powerful people. All right. So I want you to get here. Matter of fact, if you are registered for this summit, I want to jump into how to do that. Go to amplifyvoiceandvideosummit.com. We've got 3 different tiers of registration. Tier 1, you get 3 sessions. Tier 2, you get all of the sessions plus community access plus the replays. And you also get, let me see here. What am I missing? There's something. Oh, yeah. You also get, let me actually go back to the first page. You also get, you also get 1 year of Speaker Hub, our sponsor, silver membership for that $47 attendee fee. And then if you are wanting to get backstage to hang out with myself and some of the other presenters, then you want to do the VIP session, which is going to give you the sessions plus the replays, plus Zoom backstage access, plus the bonus Q&A session the next day after the summit is done. And then you will get the Speaker Hub Gold membership included in that. So listen, jump on in. Even if you said, you know what, I don't want to go to the summit on Wednesday, Thursday, because I don't like Robert's face. even if that was your thing, right? If you said, listen, I'm just going to grab this because if I can get that Speaker Hub Gold membership and be able to support or to grow speaking opportunities for my business so that I can grow my brand even more, that's reason enough. That's reason enough. Yeah. So listen, I even if you're not able to attend in person, make sure that you get registered so that you can grab the replays and consume it bite by bite so that you can really decide to make a difference in your business this year, because it's 2025, y'all, right? We're a quarter of the way through the first century of the 2000s something. Yeah. All right. It's 2025. If not now, when? Sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, there's so many different things, and you're trying to decide how to spend your money or how to invest. Listen, I'm not going to say that this summit is the only summit that you should invest in. It's the best one out there. I'm going to say that it's the one that's in front of you right now. It's the one that is going to make a difference for you right now. It's the one that I want to encourage you to make a decision on, so you don't have to wait any longer to create the impact. Right? How many times have you said, man, if I'd have done this, if I'd have invested in Amazon stock, if I have bought Bitcoin back then, if I'd have bought an Apple stock, if I'd have, right? If I would have done something at the time that it was available to me, or that I was encouraged to do it, how much further would I have been along now? So that's where we are. Today is your day one. Today is the day that I want to encourage you to make the decision. Like, listen, I'm going to invest in my business. I'm going to decide that, listen, this thing that Robert's talking about, this voice that I have, I'm no longer going to be the best kept secret. I'm no longer going to be backstage. I'm no longer just going to sit and try to wait for people to call my name. I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to get grown up. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to solve problems. I'm going to use the thing that's been given to me for free. I didn't have to go to school about it. I didn't have to go to school to learn how to do this. I was born with it. The only tool that I need to use, the only tool that I need in order to make a difference in my life and in my business is right here, is my voice. You think about it. Every relationship that you've been in, those relationships succeed or fail based on the power of your voice. You use your voice to get into the relationships, right? My sons call that Riz, right? You use your voice to get into the relationships. And if you keep using your voice in the right way, then those relationships are sustainable. You think about TV shows, you think about musicians, you think about artists, you think about authors. Yeah, these authors write good books, but then they do what? They've got to go on tour. They got to go on the circuit. They've got to go on TV shows. They got to go on Good Morning America. They got to go on Today. They got to go on the news. They got to do all these things, and they've got to speak about what they're doing in order for it to really hit the level that it needs to be at, or to create the impact that it needs to create. So listen, I don't know how to say this. Actually, I'll just let Gamal Alexander say it. Gamal Alexander is in the chat. He's saying, your voice is your superpower. Use it. Yes, y'all need to stop playing. Sign up now. Let's go. Exactly. That's right. That's it. That's it. That's it. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. It's time. It's time. You've been given a gift. You've been given a tool. You've been given a vehicle that you can use, and you can ride it until you don't have it anymore. You can continue to talk. You can go to work in any industry, and at some point they're like, retire, or go home, and whatever it is. You don't have the skills anymore. You don't have the energy anymore. You don't have the stamina anymore. But guess what's one of the last things to go? If you take care of it, one of the last things to go, if it ever goes, is your voice. Which means that you have the possibility and the potential. Professor Roxana, how you doing? It means that you've got the possibility and the potential to transform, to make a difference, and to earn a living. Not just earn a living, earn, what do I want to say? you get the ability to earn impact. How about that? You've got the ability to earn impact for as long as you want, for as long as this voice works. And it doesn't matter what business you're in. It doesn't matter what office you work for. This is the thing that is going to make the biggest difference in your life. So y'all, listen, get signed up. Get signed up for the, oops, that's the wrong thing. Actually, let me keep that on screen because this is one of the giveaways that's going to happen at the summit. Our sponsor, Elgato, is giving a Creative Influence bundle, which is a Stream Deck Plus, face cam, and Wave mic that's going to be given away at the summit. And there are going to be some other different gifts that you are going to be getting access to. But guess what? You got to be in it to win it. You got to be in the room where it happens. You got to be in the space. You got to be in the place. You got to be a tier 2, tier 3 paid attendee to have an entry into this, into these giveaways. So come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. All right. So that's it. Let me get off of here. I've spent enough time for today, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back. And then I'll be back on Tuesday. And then the summit's going to be on Wednesday. So, hey, y'all, make sure you get signed up for the Amplify Voice and Video Influence Summit. All right. Listen, y'all, www.amplifyvoiceandvideosummit.com. See you soon. Tell your people. Tell your people.